Looking for new electives next year? Stay tuned for some recommendations. Mr. Schoenherr and his students have some sick beats to share with you all. Keep watching to hear their work. Did our phone policy yield the expected results? Stay tuned to find out. Good morning, everybody. We're at it again with your weekly Eagle Report, so let's get right into it. Here at Thurston, we're all aware of the dreaded phone policy, but some of us have been wondering, has it done us any good? Here's Cam with the answer.
Are you ready for the cell phone policy to go away? Well, it's not. Believe it or not, grades are on the rise.
We've noticed a higher rate of achievement amongst students. Teachers are very happy. They're reporting that students are actually communicating well with each other. In classes that they wouldn't talk, they're now talking to each other, and kids just overall seem to be more engaged.
So while there's been a lot of positives in implementing a cell phone policy,
they're definitely paying way more attention, not being on their phones, and especially headphones. They have no choice but to listen to me.
Definitely. What I do every morning, every day in class is I ask that the AirPods be out of the ears, the earphones be out of the ears.
There's been some drawbacks that have been noticed.
There are times when it's actually harder, like playing games like Kahoot. They tend to work better on a cell phone, but pretty much everything else is easier.
While we all wish for the cell phone policy to go away, it looks like it's staying for now. For later developments on this story, stay tuned in the Eagle Report. This is Cam Ludwig signing out.
It's the end of the semester, which means students will be meeting with their counselors to decide which courses they'd like to take next year. While the core subjects are pretty simple, the electives are all up to you. Tiaja and I took to the halls to find the most underrated electives available to students next year.
What is your personal finance class about?
The easiest way to explain it, it's adulting. Personal finance is what you're going to do for your entire life, and once you are on your own and making your own financial decisions, it's all of the things that are involved with being an adult. Getting credit cards, paying bills, making sure you're looking at your taxes and understanding things, insurance, budgeting, and really just being an adult.
Why do you encourage students to be more interested in their personal finance?
It's something we all have to do. As soon as we are on our own and making money and having to make financial decisions, we have to be able to have the knowledge to know what decisions to make. And sometimes we have to make bad decisions because those are the ones out there, but I want to be able to give you the tools to make the best decision even in bad situations.
I'm Ms. Kamishki. I teach 2 elective math courses that you could choose to take during your senior year for your final math credit. First one is statistical reasoning in sports, and this class takes a mathematical approach to looking at various sports phenomena. So we look at things like, is an athlete streaky, or does a team play better at home, or how can we create an experiment to test a specific strategy, and how can we analyze whether or not that strategy is effective. So it's not a super complicated class, but it is a fairly interesting class that can connect your interest with sports with maybe your lack of interest with math and give you something engaging during your senior year.
Hi, my name is Mr. Anderson, and I offer robotics as an elective that you can take next semester. We learn how to construct robots, we learn how to program robots, we learn about different sensors that you can have. We do everything we can do with a robot.
Hey, I'm Mr. Julian, teach family and consumer sciences. Next semester I'll be teaching foods and nutrition. Learn about food safety and how to handle food properly, how to prepare food, and also about nutrition, so what food actually does for you. Yeah, it's a lab course, so we don't just learn the theory of preparing food, but we actually prepare the food also. We have hospitality and tourism that you can take, but that's only if you want to go into that as a profession. If you are just interested in eating healthier or learning how to prepare food for yourself, being more independent, then this class is for you.
Mr. Schoenherr runs a class here in which students make their own music. Here's Jaden to showcase some of the awesome work produced by our own Thurston Eagles.
In relation to the elective feature, another elective that's not widely known but is gaining more popularity is the music production class. Today we went down there and asked to feature a few of the students' projects that they've done in that class. Let's take a listen. First up, we have Brandon Turner's Live Loop project. This project is for the Live Loops assignment where students had to use pre-recorded samples to create a track and submit. I like the use of the riders he uses in this song as it builds up the song more and more as it goes on. Let's take a listen. Next up is Mason Malinowski's luxury commercial project. This project was created for the customer image assignment where students had to create a commercial based on a luxury car and make music for it. I like the jazzy approach he went with this project since it's catchy and sounds really good. Let's take a listen. Next up, we have Anthony McMichael and his Southside type beat. This beat was created for the Choice Project, where students got to choose whatever they wanted and use whatever they learned in the class to try and create a track and song, or use certain choices that were already made by the teacher. It seems that Anthony went with the Live Loose Beat project. Let's take a listen. Finally, we have another Choice project made by yours truly. Unlike the last one made on an app known as Logic Pro, I made mine on a free music making website known as Soundtrap. I put together a few already pre-recorded samples and created a song track. I'm proud of how well it ties together and I like how it sounds. Let's take a listen. Well, that's all the student samples we have for you. If this class has piqued your interest, you can go to Mr. Schoenherr to learn more about the class.
And that concludes this week's Eagle Report. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And with all that said, I hope your year is off to an amazing start. And if it isn't, just remember it's not as bad as the 70s. In all seriousness, it will get better because I said it would. Stay warm, everyone, and be good people.